Hello everyone and welcome back on to my next video here just in time for the start of the NFL season. I'm going to show you all how to make an NFL optimizer for Google Sheets, as well as a projections tab as well to go with that optimizer. I made one previously to MLB, a Major League Baseball optimizer. That video was quite long and drawn out. It was my first video of that type, so I learned a lot, got a lot of positive feedback from people in the comments, and I'll use that feedback to make this video better. So here we go, let's jump right into it. So obviously the first thing you want to do is open up your Google Sheets, which I have here, and you just want to make a new one, just a new Google Sheets right there. So I already made a previous one of these just to make sure it worked. So that's what I'm going to be referencing. Also, you'll see me going back and forth a bit, but you want to pay attention to this one here. So the first thing you want to start out with, you want to have column A, you want it to just say play with a question mark. Okay, that's it. Tab over to column B, name. Column C, you want it to say salary. And if I'm going too fast, just pause the video because I really don't want this one to be an hour long like the baseball one was. So as I said, if I'm going too fast, just pause it and keep up that way. So okay, after salary, we want to put a projection. So in D1 you want to put projection. E1 you want to put position. And then from F through the rest you want to put the actual positions that are in Draftkings. So there's a quarterback. G1 you want to put RB for running back. H1 WR for wide receiver. I1 would be TE for tight end. J1 is DST, that's defense and special teams, and then K1 you want to put a flex. So those right there are your titles for your columns. I just like to organize them. I center them and make them a little bold, just make them stand out. Okay, that's it. Very simple. Those are done. So the optimizer is fairly easy. These three rows here, all the way down, are completely blank. You don't have to type anything in those. Your first formula you have to actually type out is right here in the projection, D2. And what I did last video, I put the actual formula on the screen for people to copy and type in. I got a lot of comments saying that I should just put it down in the bottom of the video, down in the description section. So that's what I'm going to do. So when you want to look under the video in the description section for D2, the formula I have pasted for D2, you want to just copy and paste that. I'm just going to go ahead and do that here for myself. So you'll see this big long formula underneath the video. You want to paste it right here. You want to click on D2 and click up here and just paste that in there. Okay, so that's your projection. And what you want to do is, after you paste this whole little formula in here, hold on, I'm sorry, I pasted the wrong formula. Let me fix mine. So you still want to do the one under D2. I just pasted the wrong one of my own. Let me fix that really quick. There we go. So after you've pasted that formula in D2, you see this little square on the bottom right? It turns into a crosshair when you go over it. You want to click that and just drag it all the way down. I'm going to drag mine down pretty far. I think I stopped around 696. So I'm just going to do the same thing here. Go all the way down to 696, which is right here, and just let that go. What that does is it drags that formula down for all of those cells, which is exactly what you want to do. As you can see, all these cells have a formula now. Perfect. Next thing you need to do, position stays blank. You don't need any formulas there, but for these positions you will need formulas. So once again, look under the video in the description and you'll see a F2, the one that I have for F2. You want to copy and paste that. I'll just do it here as well. Copy. You want to paste that into your F2. So there you go, that's pasted. And then once again, click the box and drag it down. Like I said, I use 696 because I don't think there'll ever be that many more than that many players in a slate. But just to be safe, I like to put it way down here. So that's done. Okay. Now we want to go to our running back tab. That's G2. So once again, Look under the video, copy and paste the G2 code that I have there, G2 formula. Click the box, drag it down to 696. Okay, let's go up top. Here we go, H2, this is for wide receivers. Has its own separate formula. Once again, look for H2 down there underneath the video. Copy it, paste it into your spreadsheet, click the box and drag down to 696. Alright, wide receivers done. Next we want to go to our tight ends. That's going to be I2. So look under the video, copy the I2 formula down there. A little bit sick, sorry about that. Paste it into your I2 box. Click this little box, drag it down to 696. Okay. Let's go up here, we're almost done guys. DST, which is J2. Copy your formula for J2. Paste it into your J2, drag the box to 696. Just a random number I made up. You can do it to whatever number you like. I prefer to go all the way down here just in case there's that many players on the slate. Okay. Then your flex. You can box K2 down there, pretty long formula for flex. Let's go ahead and copy that one. Let's paste it. Let's drag it down to 696. If you're wondering how these formulas work, I'm not going to try to explain them to you. If you're just looking for a quick optimizer, you know, just copy those formulas, paste them, and just let the magic work by itself. If you need to learn what these formulas mean, I'm not the one to help you with that. I just I don't have the time to make that part of the video, so look that up on YouTube as a separate video. So what you want to do here, 700. So you want to go to A700 all the way down right here, A700, and just type players. This is going to be the total amount of players you use. C700, you want to type salary. This is going to be your salary constraint. Okay, and then on right here, D700, just type score. This is your score constraint. Okay, that's those three right there. So now the total number of players that Draftkings has, as you can see, I wrote 9. So you want to go to A703. Just write the number 9 in there. C703, this is your total salary. Draftkings allows 50,000. Go ahead and type 50,000 and leave that as is. Now there's another formula right here in your players, A701, that you're going to have to type. So look down again under the video in the description. The formula I have for A701, I want you to copy that, paste it into A701. Go on to salary, which is C701. Go under the video, copy that, the formula I have next to C701. And once again, last video I made, I actually typed all these formulas out and put them on screen, and it wasn't very efficient for the people watching. So once again, just copy it from below the video, paste it right there in C701. D701. Take that formula under the video, once again, copy it, then paste into D701 that formula. That's going to be your score. This is the one you want to maximize right here. This is the end game. Alright, so only a few things left to do here. As you can see over here, I have the position. So you want to go, I put mine on G700. So just go ahead, click on G700. Right there, you just want to start typing your positions out. So QB for quarterback, G701, RB for running back, G702, WR for wide receiver. And it's very important that you type these exactly by what Draftkings uses, which is what I'm doing now. G703 is TE for type end. G704 will be DST, defensive special teams. D705 would be your flex. Okay. Right here in I699, right there, I699. Just type max. That's going to be the maximum amount of those positions that you want your formula to look for, and then this is min, the minimum amount that you want to look for. So here in I700, just type 1. That's the maximum quarterback you're allowed, and the minimum, same thing. You're only allowed 1 quarterback, so that one's very easy. Now with the running back, wide receiver, and tight end, it's going to be a little different because of this flex position. So you have to have a minimum of 2 running backs. But with the flex, you can have a maximum of 3. So you want to make just like this. I701, you want to type 3. J701, you want to type 2. Wide receivers, you have to have at least 3. So J702, type the number 3. But with flex, you can have a maximum of 4. So I702, type 4. Same thing for tight ends. Max here, 2. With flex, I703, type 2. J703, just type 1. Defensive special teams, you're only allowed a max and a min. You're only allowed 1, so that's going to be your max and your min. So I704 and J704 should be the number 1. And then flex is pretty much any positions that can be a flex, which are running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Don't ask me how I got this number, just type 7. Right there. I705, type 7. J705, type 7. So right now your entire optimizer, your actual optimizer tab is done. Oh, what you want to do here is just rename this to optimizer. Okay? Just don't forget to do that. There you go, rename to optimizer, and you can go ahead and title your spreadsheet whatever you want. I'm going to call mine NFL Optimizer. Okay? So that's it, you're done. What you need to do now, because this cannot function on its own, this is reliant heavily on an add-on that you want to download for Google Sheets called OpenSolver. Once again, I'll put the link down below, so you can just click that and download OpenSolver, but none of this works without OpenSolver. So let's go ahead. I have it already, obviously. You want to open your sidebar. This is where you're going to put all your formulas. This is how you're going to tell this whole optimizer how to work. So, and I'll try to explain this as best as I can as well. So right here you can see you want your sheet to say optimizer. There's a bunch of things it can say, but make sure it says optimizer, okay? Now the first thing it asks you for is your objective cell. Right here it says objective cell. Your objective cell is your score. Right here, click maximize because you want to maximize your score. So all you got to do is click on this cell. It's D701. That's your objective cell. Just right here, click update. So what it's telling you is that it's going to try to maximize cell number D701. Using all these constraints we're going to put in, it's going to try to make this number as high as possible. Now your variable cells right here, these are pretty much just the cells that OpenSolver is going to look at. It's going to read. It's going to do the math for. Now usually I would have my lineup for the day, not my lineup, the roster for the day. I would go on Draftkings. I would copy and paste the roster for the game I'm trying to play, and I would put that all in here. And then you would just click this here and just drag it down to the last name. You'd have all your player names already in here. I don't already, obviously, but you would just drag this to the last name. I'm going to pretend it's on row 696. You just drag it to wherever the last name is, and then you would hit add. And now that's going to be your variable cells. That's the cells it's going to look at. Now every single day, with football, every time you have a new day, obviously there's new amount of players. There's not the same amount of players in every game. So what you want to do is just, for the next day, let's say tomorrow I have a different Thursday night game or something like that, you would only highlight the cells that have names on it. So it could be A2 to A100, and you would just highlight those, and then you would hit update, and it would change it, and it would only read those. You can leave it like this, A2 to A696, but it's going to take forever because it's going to read all these empty cells as well, and it takes a long time to read the cells. So I would recommend that you know, if tomorrow or Thursday, or you want to do just a weekend morning slate or something like that, every time you put new players in here, you would just click A2 and just drag it down to wherever the last name is, then click update over here, and it will change this number to only the cells you need to look at. Okay? Make sure this checkbox is checked, which it should be. I don't even know what it means, but just don't uncheck it. So the next thing you want to do now is add constraints. So the first constraint you want to add, you want to take cell A2, drag it all the way down to 696. This one you do want to put the 696 and just leave it there. Okay, and just click right here, update. So it's going to show you A2 through A696, and you want to change this little symbol to binary, BIN, and save it. Make sure you save it. So that constraint is saved. That's I mean, you can also change that. Actually, I think you have to change that as well. This has to match this one. So every day when you change this number, you drag it to just, you know, the names, and that's it. You want to click on this and do the same thing. Just start at A2, drag it down to the last name, and hit update, and then save it as binary. And you always want these two to be the same. Your binary down here and your variable up here. Just make sure they're always the same. So the next thing we need to do right down here, come all the way to the bottom. Right here we have to tell, this is pretty much our calculator right here. So this right here is our players. We have to have 9 players, so you want to tell OpenSolver that. So you click on this cell right here, A701. You want this number at the end of everything to equal 9. You can't have 8 players, you can't have 10 players, you want it to equal 9. So you want to update here. Once you click on A701, click update over here, and it's going to come here, A701. Go to equals, because you want this number to equal this cell, which we have the number 9 in. Then you click update on the bottom one. So what that's saying is cell A701, this one here, once all the calculating is done, is going to equal whatever number is in 703, which is 9. And you just save it. That's done. Now your salary, you want to do the same thing. Click on this box right here, C701, update. Now C701, you want to be less than or equal to, right here, less than or equal to your 50,000 right here, C703. Click that, update that, and save it. That's just saying that you want your total salary to be equal to 50,000 or less than 50,000. You can't go over. Obviously, Draftkings won't let you. So that's that. Okay, your score, you can, let me see, I think you pretty much leave the score alone. Yeah, your score you leave alone. Now you come over to your positions, H700 right here. Update H700. You can only have one quarterback, so you want this to equal, just click right here, I700, update, has the number 1 in it, so that's going to tell you this box needs to only have one quarterback. Running backs here, now running backs are a little different because you can either have 3 or 2. So how you do that is you click on H701, which is your running back number. Now you need to do 2 different things for this. You want it first to be less than or equal to your max, which is I701. Save it. Okay, now click on H701 again and update. You want it to be greater than or equal to your min, which is J701. And save that. That's done. Hold on a second here. Why didn't this Oh Lord, I messed up. Oh man, all my constraints are done. Alright. So I'm gonna have to start this again. I'm gonna start this again. So now what you want to do, okay, so now what you want to do is add a new constraint right here. Add new constraint. You want to click A2, and it's the same as this number here. So whenever you move this number to, you know, A2 and drag it down to the last player name, you want to do the same thing here. You want to add a new constraint. Once you do this once, you're not going to add a new constraint, you're just going to update your current one. So I'm just going to pretend that we have 696 names. Okay, so once again, let's say this is the last name. You're on add new constraint. You would update that. While you're highlighting A2 through A696, hit update. And you want to change this to binary. This little drop down right here, click it to BIN, binary, and save that. Okay, so that's done. Now, what you would do tomorrow, let's say you only have 100 players on your slate. You copy and paste your players into here. There'd only be 100. You click variable cells. You drag it from A2 all the way to the last name, which would be 100. Leave it there and click update. Then you'd come to here, the one that says BIN, you do the same thing. Click A2, drag it to the last name, and then hit update right here, and then save. And you would do that every time you change the amount of players, which is going to be every time you use this. So now you want to go to add new constraint. What we want to do now is start doing our math. Right here is pretty much our calculator. First thing you want to do is tell Google Sheets how many players you're allowed to have. Draftkings allows 9. You can't have 8, you can't have 10. So at the end of all the calculating that OpenSolver is going to do, you want this number, which is your total players, to equal 9. So go ahead and click on A701, which is your total players. Right here, click update. You want that to equal, so go to equal, this cell right here, A703, which has the number 9 in it. So click A703, put that on the bottom, and then make sure you save it. So that's saved there. So that just says your cell A701 has to equal whatever numbers in cell 703. We have 9. Next thing you want to do is go to your salary. So click on C701. Make sure it's on add new constraint here as well, because if you click on any of these, it's just going to overwrite it and erase the one you did. So always make sure it's on add new constraint. So let's go ahead and update that one, because we want this cell to be less than or equal to, which is what it's on right now, 50,000. We want it to be less than or equal to 50,000. So click update there. C703, because that's the salary that Draftkings allows you. You can't go over that. Save it. Alright, so you got 3 constraints. Next constraint, score, just leave it like it is. You don't need to do anything with that. What you want to do is come right here to your quarterbacks, all your positions. Start with your quarterback, H700. Click on that. You're only allowed 1 quarterback, so you need to tell that to OpenSolver. So you want H701 to be equal to I701, because you got the number 1 in there. And then save it. Okay, go down to your running backs right here, H701. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I said the wrong numbers. I did. H700 and I700 is your quarterback, not 701. Down here is your running back, H701. So running back's a little different because with the flex you can have 3 as your maximum. So you want to click this box, H701, update. Now this can be less than or equal to, which is what it's on now, the maximum. So click on I701 right there. And you want to make another one for your running back, so click H701 again. And you want it to be greater than or equal to, which is this little symbol, your minimum, which is J701. And then save it. You want to do the same thing for your running back. You got to make 2 of them. Excuse me, I'm a little sick here. So H702, less than or equal to whatever the max is. Save. Once again, H702, your running back, greater than or equal to the minimum. Very easy, guys. This is very easy stuff. Save it. Tight ends. With the flex, you can have 2. So here we go again. H703, less than or equal to the max. So click on your max, which is I703. Save it. Go right back again. H703. Switch this to greater than or equal to the min, which is J703. Update. Save. Defensive special teams, just as easy as quarterback. You're only allowed 1, so H704, and all you have to do is put equal to I704. Done there. Now your flex. Click this, and once again, Don't worry about this number, just put equal, 'cause it's right there, 7. Save. Okay, that's it. Everything's done. Your optimizer is complete. So later on, I'll add to this video all the tabs down here on how to actually make this optimizer work with actual names. But as far as the optimizer portion of your you know, NFL spreadsheets goes, that is it. It's complete. So, you know, once again, just it's very easy. Just copy and paste what I put down below in the description section, and then just make sure that all these constraints are the same and everything on here is good. And once I'll show you after. I mean, this video is gonna end up being pretty long as well, but once that's done, once the rest of this is done with all the tabs and all the sections, this will work just fine. You're gonna hit solve model, it's gonna do its thing, and it should give you the projected top score for the day. So that's the optimizer portion. Stay tuned for the rest.